So we're going to talk about double stops in E major, especially in 6 and a little bit on thirds. Just an introduction to it. First, we're going to be doing the E major scale. Two octaves. To tune our ears and to find where the hand should go. Now, for the 6, we need to start with that note, but also with the G sharp. So we need to make sure that the E is played with the second finger in half position and a low 1 on the G string. And after that, we're going to move to first position. And then from there we'll move on. So just to approach them, the easiest way is to do what I just did now, which is one note at a time. Then we go to the next one. 2 and 3. 3 and 4. And then again, like in the beginning of the G string and the A string and D string, with the low 1 and the low 2. Back to first position. We could stop there, or we could carry on. And if you're really advanced and want the challenge, you can carry on till the end of this octave. And then of course backwards. Half position. Half position. Now, of course there is the intonation issue, but talking about fingers, first of all, we want to make sure that we have either a small step or a big step between the fingers, depending if it's a minor 6, like the first one, or a major 6 on the second one. Now after that, basically the finger on the top string will go to the bottom string when we put the next one, and then so basically the finger goes across the string in a way that we would do fifths, so we move horizontally. So that's an easy way to find the intonation correctly. And remember, they always try to find as many ringing notes as possible. There's not as many in A major, but there are some. E and A are always going to be ringing notes. Having talked about this, then of course finding each note in tune, then playing them together and see if we get that resonant note that comes between the conjunction of both. That's the most important aspect of double stops. So just finding that third note that appears from all of them. Right, so that's for 6. For thirds, just to start really simple, we can start with, in third position, 3 and 1. Then we go down to first position. We'll go back to third position. And just for now, there's still also third position. Down, first position on the next string. And finally, thirds are a bit trickier, so we're going to stop in one just one octave for now. Same thing backwards. We can do it like that on third position. And choose and then first position. And finishing. Now, the same way that we did the 6, with the thirds, we can also have either minor thirds or major thirds. But the tricky thing about thirds is that the minor thirds are bigger step between the two fingers, and the major thirds feel smaller. So that's it's quite difficult to explain, but it's also quite tricky for our heads when we're trying to tune them. So as a major third, so it's a small third. In this case, it's a minor again, so it's in this case it's big. Major third, minor third, big third. There's a smaller one, so it's a major third. So don't worry about calling it one thing or the other. The important thing is that we remember whether it's a small third or a big third. If it feels big or if it feels small. And that's what we need to remember when we're playing. And after that, you can start making sure that it's really in tune in the same way that we were doing on the 6. Hope this helps.